Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a marker drawing I did in my sketchbook. But first I want to show you I got some more Copics in the mail, which is always exciting. So here I love when I get them and like organizing them in my little container I keep them in. But getting to the point where like I separate them cool colors, warm colors, skin tone, like the earth tone colors. But I have like too many for each section, so that's getting a little bit messed up right now. But with these ones I just got, I think I have 75 now, which is exciting. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that. And let's get into the drawing. Today we're going to be coloring the sketch I did. I'm trying to work on my goals and draw more guys, and you can tell I'm not very good at that, but that's okay. Let's get into coloring this. Okay, so when I sketched this, the main focus I had was not making it look too girly. I noticed that's a problem I have a lot when I draw guys, and I think it's a problem for other people too. So I tried to make everything look angular instead of like rounded. Like his jawline I tried to make look really square and more angular, his cheekbone, his nose. Some other manly looking features I noticed in my reference photo was his big, like low eyebrows. They were like really close to his eyes. And I included the bags under his eyes. I feel like that helped a lot. And when I was drawing this, I was worried about his different features looking girly. Like his lips were kind of bigger. But I wanted to really figure out how to make him look masculine without changing his features. Like I wanted to keep the resemblance. Another thing is I drew this a little bigger than most of my usual sketches because I knew I wanted it to be a little more realistic than my normal drawings. And when you draw smaller, it's hard to get your marker in tiny spaces, especially if you want to use like multiple colors or like leave the paper showing in small areas. So when I went ahead and started coloring this, for the base color, I didn't want a flat shade all over like I normally do. I incorporated kind of like a hue shift, so it was a little more yellow in some places and like pinker in others, and I feel like that added a lot of visual interest. I did go ahead and then add my darker shades on top, and I used a darker base for this than I normally use as well, so he looked a little more tan. So then using my darker colors, they were even darker than I normally use. But I really like how the colors came out. The different hues make it look more interesting. I didn't really use that many colors in this page, but I feel like this page in my sketchbook looks more colorful or interesting compared to my other pages. So like I said, even though I drew it bigger, it was still kind of hard to color the nose. Just because like the light was on this side of his nose facing away from us. So I feel like the highlight on the far side, it really gives the nose its shape. It's not even like the nose, it's like where the nose like blends into the cheek. So like once I colored it with marker, I kind of lost the sketch lines, and then it got confusing where I wanted to put the colors, like the highlights and the shadows, and it was hard to leave the light areas with my marker. So like I said, the sketch lines really just got colored over. And I knew I was going to go in with a white gel pen, but losing your lines just makes it a little bit harder to know where you want to put that. Another difficulty I had was the reference picture I was using was cut off. I couldn't see the top of his hair. It was kind of hard to fudge it in because his hair is in all different directions, and it's not like drawing long flowy hair like I normally draw in girls where it all kind of goes in the same direction. And this is another area too where the sketch looked fine, but then once you go over with your markers, you're losing your sketch lines, so it's hard to figure out where you want the highlights and the shadows, and it just gets kind of confusing. So it's not the best hair I've ever drawn, but I'm happy with it. And once it was colored with markers, I went in with colored pencils and I added the outlines like I normally do. And I did a little bit more shading like around the nose and in his ear. And what made a really big difference and helped him look more masculine was adding in his stubble. I feel like that's a big help. Of the few guys I've drawn, adding the stubble goes a long way to make it look more like a guy. Before the stubble, it was just like that marker layer and it didn't look like the reference photo. And I don't know, if it doesn't look like the reference photo, think it's bad. It looks bad. I don't know. Like if you didn't see the reference photo, it looks fine. He looks like a guy. I'm happy. He doesn't look too girly, but knowing it doesn't look like the photo, like it doesn't really capture his likeness, I feel like it didn't turn out as good as it could have. But I'm really happy with how the colors came out, using more than one base color. I was gonna try and add in some blue. Like, I don't know if you've seen those face charts with like the yellow, red, blue. So I was gonna try and add a hint of blue with my colored pencils, but then I kind of forgot about it. But that's okay, I'm still happy with the colors overall. His facial features, like his eyes and his nose, looked a little bit scrunched. Like I drew his eyes too slanted. So I was thinking about maybe redrawing this. I always feel like I can never see my mistakes when it's just the sketch layer, but then I go in and color the whole thing and I can see everything I did wrong. So I feel like if I don't redraw, I'm not learning, but also, I don't know. I just wish I could see these when it was just a sketch layer and I could like fix it before I colored the whole thing, but I can never see my mistakes then. So anyways, not comparing this to the reference photo, I'm happy with how it came out. It's not a complete failure. I still have the courage to keep practicing and drawing more guys. And I found some new coloring techniques I really like drawing with the like different hues and stuff. So it was fun to draw and experiment with trying new things. So let me know if you guys like this video. Are you guys drawing guys? Males? Men? Ugh. I feel so weird saying men. So that's why I'm drawing guys like this whole video. That's what I said. Ugh. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!